Hello everybody, I was about to do my normal Let's Chat intro, but can you hear that in the background? Kind of quieting down. The rain just came on super heavy. Also the dog's getting scared by it because she's cowering right next to me right now, so if there's a chance that the power might go out, I might have to cut this short. If I hear thunder and lightning, I'll have to go see to the dog. So keep that in mind as we get on with Monday's Let's Chat. You'll be seeing this on the 3rd of August. Wait, Saturday is the 1st, so yeah. If you have a Japanese 3DS, be sure to go, well, I don't want to tell you to pre-order a game because you shouldn't, but you will be able to pre-order Monster Hunter Cross coming out at the end of November. Maya, calm down, it's just rain, and I will be doing that. And if you're sure that you will enjoy it, it should be safe to pre-order. I don't normally encourage pre-ordering, but if you're sure, or you're almost sure it's going to be something that you enjoy, then it's okay, I think. They would have to mess up royally for it to be truly terrible, and if it is truly terrible, don't get the next one in the series, or don't pre-order the next one in the series. So we have comments to go through, but I do have a couple of things for show and tell first. Oh, and also, patron shoutouts will be next week, and I will remember this time. First thing I wanted to show off was something a little bit weird. Probably this, well, it's going to sound weird the way I say this. It's the strangest thing I found while walking the dog in the morning, and it's this. I'm going to have to do this. Oh, where is it? There. Can you zoom in on that camera? I mean, you're a fairly popular webcam and very popular with streamers and what have you, and you can't zoom in on a single goddamn thing. I give in. I tried. Kind of there from that distance. I don't know if this is an earring, because it kind of it looks like it's missing part of it. Like, I can't show you because it's not going to zoom in, but there's like a little bit up there. So that implies to me it was hanging by something like that. So it's either a trinket for your, like a armband thing, or maybe even part of an earring. And I know what it is. It's obviously a Native American dream catcher. I actually had to make one of them in primary school, believe it or not. You hang them by your bed. Traditionally, they're made out of like fabric and stuff. They catch nightmares and like good dreams through, that kind of nonsense. I don't think it's worth anything, by the way. I noticed it as I was walking the dog. It looked so bizarre that I thought, why not? I'll pick that up. On the off chance this belongs to someone, let me know, because I found it. And isn't that weird? I don't really get the point of a dream catcher earring / charm for your bracelet. That's not how they're traditionally supposed to be used, if I can remember. What class was it that I had to make one of those in? Religious education? Do they still force religious education upon you in this country anyway? I mean, maybe it's always been that way in other countries. But with kind of religious diversity being more common now, I'm curious if it's still a thing. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to show off was, you know how I get this monthly Japanese candy? Well, I decided to buy a little box off of Amazon of American candy. Now, American candy, their chocolate, American chocolate, is awful. Compared to European, compared to some other places, it's just bad. However, I was willing to try their other types of candy, like gummy and, stuff you chew, etc. So, I have some empty boxes, because somebody ate them, of some American candies that I tried. So here's one for an example. The original grape... Come on, zoom in. The original grape head grape candy. Oh, yeah, there we go. 25 cents. So if I'm right about pricing, 25 cents works out at like 15, 16p, maybe even a bit less than that. You would never get a box of candy that big. What can I compare it to? Like a can of juice? Like that? You would never get a box of candy that size for 15 pence in the UK. That would be 30 at the best, maybe more likely 50, maybe even £1, depending on if it's a posh brand. So assuming that's not like, this isn't some kind of retro box and it's not actually that price anymore, if it is, then that's a fantastic bargain for this type of generic kind of semi-hard gummy candy thing. And there was a bunch of flavours as well. Cherry ones. I think the original... Oh wait, no, they all say the original. I thought the lemon kind was the original because it said that, but no, they all say that. There's the like chewy versions, and they were a bunch of different flavours. They tasted very nice. And I don't have an... Oh, I do have an example. These are Boston baked beans, which are candy coated peanuts, and I couldn't work out for the life of me. Oh, also 25 cents. what the hell they were coated in. I don't know. I mean, I assume it says on it, but... corn syrup, sugar, obviously. Modified food starch. Arcadia. No, wait, what does that say? It's too small, I can't read it. And it's never going to zoom in on small print that small. Kind of. They were odd. I don't know whether I liked them or disliked them, they were just odd. By the way, if you're interested in the box entirely, this is it sitting here. That's the shape of box you get on Amazon. And, you know, there's still some stuff left. I can't really show you, and I'll sound muffled because I'm blocking the mic. Hang on. There you go. So that's some of the stuff I have left. I don't really want to go into a bunch of them, but there's Laffy Taffy things, and this is what I wanted to show off though. There we are. Also, this shirt is going all over the place on me for some reason. There we are. So that's a cream soda Dum Dums brand lolly. I haven't had this yet, and I'm not looking forward to it because I have tried, also out the box, a cherry flavour Dum Dums lolly, and it was quite possibly one of the worst things I've ever tasted. It wasn't just the fact that it didn't taste of cherry, it tasted of sick. It was horrible, like disgusting. So I'm not really looking forward to trying that one, and no, I'm not trying it on camera because I imagine it'll be just as bad. But you know, it was a novelty thing. It isn't as interesting to me as Asian food, so I'm not going to be like making this a recurring thing. It was a one-off, and I knew I never liked American chocolate, but some of your candies are actually pretty nice. That's the long and short of it. Just something to show off. So the other thing, oh wait, no, I showed off both. I showed off the charm, showed off the candy. That's it. We'll go into the comments now on last week's Let's Chat. I covered Monster Hunter Cross, yes I did. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I have. So let's go back to number 85 and start with Angus Banana McSwaggins Logan, which is fantastic as a name. Are you open to playing games with subscribers? I'll thumb up your comment to let you know that I've read it now. Yes, I am and do. I do Monster Hunter every Saturday. I sometimes do Duck Game with my subscribers. Well, I did Terraria, but they were like kind of not a one-off, they were like a two-off type thing. Also, I'm not sure what happened to my voice there. Hay fever is still bad even though we're into August. I'm recording this on the last day of July. It really bugs me. I'm running low on my antihistamine tablets, I'm running low on my nasal spray that you've heard me take in Monster Hunter videos sometimes. It's bloody ridiculous. Anyway, sorry, what were we saying? Yes, so yeah, I am open to playing. Because I have a bad connection and I have to have uploads going like all hours of the day mostly, it limits what I can play and when I can play. That's why I have to arrange in advance so that I know I have to have my connection freed up for X period of time. So that's what I'm waiting for. It's really bugging me how low this t-shirt is being because it should not be that way. It must be because I'm slouching slightly. So that I'm closer to the mic so that I can speak over the rain, but I imagine it's not getting picked up, it's quieting down a little bit. So yeah, I am. If you have a particular game in mind, let me know. But in general, yes. It's one thing that will definitely become easier once I can live stream. So, next. Oh yes, so Jacob Landing left a very nice, useful comment on his opinion on why my trailer series didn't work for what I wanted it to work as. I don't think I need to read it all out, but the gist of it was, I'm putting it in a slightly negative way. He did not. He put it in a very polite way. Who cares what someone thinks of trailers? That's the long and short of it. That's a very good point. So I agree. That would explain why it doesn't draw people in. So I think you're right. And I think you ended your comment with, think about ways that are more relatable, can more directly influence the average consumer or viewer. Maybe an analysis or compilation of known facts about highly anticipated games or what the trailer reveals. That's already done to death, the trailer analysis type thing, and they're done so quickly that it feels tacky to do them, that type of video. Plus that would mean I would have to watch a lot more trailers for a given game and then that would spoil stuff for me. I like waiting for the actual game. But I agree. I agree with your analysis of why the trailer thing didn't work. If you're interested in what he said in full, go read it on last week's Let's Chat. So Alex Rowley next says, homemade wasabi pork balls are the best. I disagree. Also my phone's ringing, but I'm going to choose to ignore it. As long as the ratio of wasabi to pork isn't too high. I love horseradish anyway. Isn't that also another, like, it's not spicy, but it kicks you in the throat after you eat it or something like that. I've never had horseradish. I've seen it like played up about what it can do to you in, you know, like stuff like Family Guy and American Dad. So it must be a call centre. A family would have given up by now. Or not phoned the house phone. Please stop ringing. I don't want to have to get up. Thank you. That was very polite of you. Jason Anino says, Five Nights at Freddy's story arc was created by the fans. The creator of the game just took their ideas and said, yeah, this is what happens. He had no actual idea of any story behind the animatronics moving aside from hacking. Do you have a source on that, or is that just your opinion? Because I also happen to have read something that's doing the rounds recently is a rather lengthy comment by the creator of the Five Nights at Freddy's dev, the guy, the one person who's making them, regarding the success of the series, regarding the hate that the series gets. And he came across as a very nice person. He was talking about how he was working in a crappy job with his bosses being like 20 years younger than him, kind of hating what was happening, and then he got lucky. Now, whether he got lucky or not, he still could have just kind of, not stolen, but liked the ideas that fans had so much that he absorbed them into what he had planned. I don't wish the person any ill will, but the gameplay, I guess, doesn't appeal to me. If they have a good story, I don't mind if it came from the fans or the creator as long as it has a good story. If people like it for that reason, that's fine. The actual gameplay, definitely something I will never be interested in ever. It's not for me. Yugi Extreme says, whatever happened to you doing Dragon Ball Z? I'm not sure what you mean. I've covered every recent Dragon Ball Z release. Battle of Z, what was the most recent one called? Xenoverse. I've covered it. There's no other new ones out yet, unless you count the one on 3DS or DS or mobile. There's one on mobile. Not covering that. The 3DS one, is it good? If it is, I'll give it a look. Other than that, just waiting for the next proper release, and I might, depending on what they do. I heard recently that they were asking for feedback on what people thought of how Xenoverse played. My opinion was they might be onto something, but the grind was too tedious for all the special attacks and costumes and stuff. If they work on that, they have an interesting concept. Now, the next big anime themed beat 'em up, or you know, fighter, depending on where you are, will be Storm 4. That just recently got delayed in Japan until next year. Now, strangely, the release date of September for Europe and the West has not been delayed yet at the time I'm recording this. That might be different by the time you hear this. If it's coming out 4 months earlier in Japan, in the West than Japan, I mean, there is a precedent for that. For some reason, Namco Bandai and CC2, they sometimes do that. They did that with the first Storm game, apparently, as I was being told last night. That's very interesting. I hope that, yeah, the base game would have the Japanese audio. It must do. It means it will be a potentially very good game to cover. I was going to cover it anyway, however, I'm still waiting for a reply back from my PR contact with Namco Bandai, because some of the Storm 3 videos got claims on them by a company that looks like it might legitimately be Namco Bandai. So I've contacted the PR people twice saying, hey, a review copy you gave me is getting claimed on by YouTube, what do, essentially. Haven't had a response back yet, rather annoyingly, which is a little bit unprofessional considering it's been over a month. I know these things move slowly though, but you know, Capcom got back to me almost straight away, at least to say that they were doing something, so that might put a damper on being able to cover those types of games going forward. I need to wait until I hear back from my contacts. Next, we're about halfway through. Yes. Dalton Paget. I think a Play with Subscribers series featuring many games would be a cool new series. Alright, so a series where it's not about one particular game, it's different games. Well, I can kind of do that with the Hour Of series I do, where it's not about a specific game, it's just me or me plus people playing whatever game for exactly 1 hour, although in Terraria's case, that's a game where stuff takes a while, so I did 2 separate 1 hours. But you know what I mean? I can kind of do that. If you have games that you think will fit that theme, and it's possible for other people to kind of either spectate or join the game itself, where, you know, Twitch isn't required, essentially. That's the long and short of it. I can't do Twitch, so right now. So if you have any suggestions, absolutely tell me, and I'll consider doing it. I need some more Hour Ofs, actually. It's been a while since I did them. Well, Alright, the most recent one was Terraria, twice, but the space between Terraria and whatever was done before that is quite long. So yeah, if you have, in general, if anyone listening also has suggestions for another hour of video I can do on a game, a one-off video essentially, let me know. So Dragonak has said that he wants any wasabi stuff I get since I don't like it. Fair enough. And then he also asked, oh wait, hang on, I'll read his other comment first. I've had a cutthroat shave and it is indeed relaxing, but growing a beard is much more relaxing. Then you got into a conversation with Giandrews about the wonderfulness of beards. Who Giandrews says he has a Van Dyke. What is a Van Dyke? It's an actor, stupid. I'll leave you to your beard talk. I'm not into that. I specifically shaved last night so I wouldn't have one on camera. Ner. So the other comment Dragonakis left was, so regarding your work process, how do you schedule your time, your releases, and how do you manage it between gaming for fun, for work, and also spending time with Maya and our family? I would say I manage my time very poorly, as by and large I don't really have much free time. I take one day off a week to do food shopping, and well, that's not true. Within a given day I can kind of have free time. I play games sometimes just for the leisure. That is mildly due to the fact that right now I'm going through MMO addiction with Realm Reborn, so I'm making more time for that than I should. By and large, the recording of videos, that happens during normal work hours. Answering comments, answering emails, trying indie games, that can happen at odd times through the day. Maya gets attention during the day and I walk her every morning. And recently, I've not found the time to do any like 40k stuff for a long time, sadly. That kind of got replaced by me trying to make time for bike rides, to get a bit more exercise. The weather isn't exactly helping with that right now, which is a pain in the arse, but that's generally how it is. I probably put more hours into what I do than I should for what I get back in terms of monetary reasons, but because I love doing it I don't mind. So could I manage my time better, and should I have a better balance between work stuff and not work stuff, which is basically it's like 90-10 in terms of percentage? Yeah, probably, but I'm not burnt out on it. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for so many years and I'm still not burnt out on it, so I don't see it happening, but who knows. I hope that answered the question anyway. And obviously I don't need to be at the PC every second if I'm leaving something uploading, but usually while something uploads I can do other things, assuming it's not something that requires an online connection like Monster Hunter or Duck Game, that kind of stuff. So Reaper said, brains, that is all. Thank you. And then finally, Big Nick 07011 says, I've been finding myself going back to rewatch your old Let's Play of Spelunky. I know they didn't get a ton of views, sadly. But would you... pardon me. Would you... I feel burp-brain and it's not appeared yet. There we go. Sorry. I know they didn't get a ton of views, but would you mind, I assume you missed out, posting one episode a month to be feasible? P.S. I always laugh my ass off when you say bitch. Keep up the swearing. I try not to swear. I don't like swearing. Going to a swear word is a very lazy form of comedy. That's why I try not to do it. I find myself doing it more, especially in Rebirth recently, because it's been irritating me. Arc to a certain extent as well. I don't consider bitch to be swearing. It's the name for a female dog. It's not swearing. But anyway, would I be willing to do a Spelunky one-off kind of thing? Well, it's a shame they don't update it anymore or anything like that, because that would give me an excuse, but to go back to something earlier, I could do a one-off kind of hour of Spelunky, just for funsies. I haven't played it for a long time, so I'd be really bad at it though, but even with an hour, if I played reasonably, that would be like 2.5 runs tops, or like one good run and then failures. I don't know. I do wish that they got more views. Of the series I've done over the years, like the one that I wish got much more attention than it did, well, there's two. I really wish the contracts mode of Hitman Absolution got more, because I thought that was really innovative of them to do things that way. And XCOM. I think XCOM had a lot of stuff that I thought people would love. So yeah, XCOM and Hitman Absolution, those series that I did, I wish they got more views. Obviously it would be nice if Spelunky did as well. I can understand why Spelunky isn't a game for everybody. That's the long and short of it. That was the final question, and we did actually go on for a little bit. Thankfully the weather stayed calm, because believe me, it was super loud before I pressed record. And that's all I had to show off as well. So next week we will go through the questions again. I will have patron shoutouts to do. Also listen out for dedications, those of you who are at that level. And I hope you're still enjoying New Vegas. It's probably, I spoke about this in a Rebirth run that you'll probably see quite soon. it's the most fun I'm having recording right now, that's for damn sure, because just so much random shit can happen in a game like Fallout that's so big and open, and just even the way certain things happen, like I don't want to spoil it. No, I won't spoil it. You'll see it eventually. Everybody will see it eventually, even if you have to wait a little bit if you're not a patron. So no, you can just wait and see. Hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next Monday. Ta-ta for now.